Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what we are doing for Christmas this year in our homeschool. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Alright, hey guys, as I said, today I'm going to be talking about Christmas and what we will be using in our homeschool for Christmas this year. If you saw my last video all about burnout, homeschool burnout, this kind of reflects that because there's a lot less here than I had originally planned to do, but I still think it is perfectly sufficient and I will show you everything that I plan on using. Before we get too into it, I do want to apologize if you hear banging, talking, to the TV, anything like that, 'cause my toddler is in the other room watching The Little Mermaid and it sounds like she's playing with some puzzles. I also apologize if you hear like air blowing or if you see smoke. I do have my diffuser going right there with some thieves because we are both feeling a little under the weather. So if you hear any of those things, please just ignore them. I'm sorry. I usually try for a quieter environment, but this is mom life. Yeah. So this year is our second Christmas homeschooling. Last year, we tried to do gather rounds mini unit and it really did not work for us in our homeschool at all. My daughter was just too young for it. I do still have it if we want to use it in the future, but it didn't work for us last year and therefore I don't actually plan on using it this year because I just think she is way too young. Originally, I had planned on using Campfire Curriculum's Christmas unit, but at this stage we're at right now, I just also don't feel like we have the mental ability to do that at this point. We are currently doing their Thanksgiving unit, but their Christmas unit I think is gonna put on the back burner until next year. So I'm just gonna go through, I have a little pile here of stuff that we are going to use. I'm gonna show it to you. I will link everything in the description box down below. If you wanna check any of it out for yourself, most of this is for my daughter, some of this is for myself and my husband, but really it all goes along together very well. So the first thing I'm going to start with are read alouds. As I said in my last video, we cut out reading in school time. It was one of those things that just got lost. So we started doing chapter books at night. So I picked 2 chapter books to do between now and Christmas. If you missed that video, by the way, I'll have it linked in the cards up above so that you can check it out and see what I keep talking about. But yeah, I'll link that up there. So the 2 books that we are doing for Christmas are Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And this is a children's version. It's a junior classics for young readers. I found this at Michael's for like 99 cents, I think. It actually says $1 on the back, so I wasn't too far off. And it is just a children's version of Little Women. It has graphics, it has different art. And this is one of my favorite stories. I know it's not traditionally considered a Christmas story, but for me, it has always resonated with Christmas. And I actually always watch the movie on Christmas Eve. So we're gonna try letting Madison watch that this year. And we're gonna read this book throughout the holiday season. And the reason why it resonates with Christmas to me, I think it's just because in the beginning they are caroling and they are sharing their food with the Hubbles. And yeah, something about this book and this movie have just always screamed Christmas to me. So we will be reading this to my daughter at night. It has 19 chapters, which I was kind of surprised by, to be completely honest, because it's only 170 pages, so I was surprised to find 19 chapters. But, so this will take us about 19 days of reading. So that is the first read aloud we'll be doing. After that, we are going into a more traditional Christmas story. And this is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And this is, again, one of my favorites. This is also a children's version. It is the Bantam Classic, I guess, children's version. Because I know the adult version of this is a lot bigger than that. And we will just be reading this to her. It has 5 staves. I don't think we'll get through this in 5 days because it is 80 pages. We might break each stave in half and do it over 10 days or something like that. But I'm really excited to read this. This is one of my favorite Christmas plays, one of my favorite Christmas stories. and I'm excited to show her the Muppets version of this. The movie, if y'all haven't seen it, maybe I'm aging myself, but there is the Muppets A Christmas Carol. It's on Disney Plus if y'all are looking for it. So we will definitely be watching that after we finish this book. So I'm excited to read this one to her this year. With the more traditional, actually homeschool stuff, we don't have a ton. We are taking off pretty much all winter for our homeschool. So we will have no normal homeschool curriculum. This is actually our last full week when I'm filming this. Sorry, I'm looking at the calendar. Today, it is the 15th. It is Monday the 15th, and our last official day of school before winter break is the 23rd. So we stop the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and then we are off. I scheduled to have school off all the way until New Year's, until January. So we'll have no traditional homeschool curriculum around the Christmas time. We've already done a lot of the traditional Christmas crafts for Abeka. Because we start our homeschool so early, this stuff starts showing up in like October, November, so we've already done it. So now we just pause for a couple of months. We will continue doing our Abeka Bible lessons throughout the holiday season, and we will be using the holiday stories, I guess, section of the Bible curriculum. I don't know the right way to put that. But this basically has 7 different chapters, so 7 different holiday stories. So we'll probably do this 1 or 2 a week, or probably 2 a week from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And we'll just do this in the morning and just read all about the birth of Jesus and Christmas. It also has some Thanksgiving ones in here. I'll probably honestly be incorporating that next week for Thanksgiving. And Easter is also in here, so obviously that will not get read. So there's really only a few for Christmas. There's 3 for Christmas, actually. There we go, I'll read it correctly. There are only 3 for Christmas, so we will do 1 a week throughout December and use the holiday stories from Abeka. It also comes with these nice review questions, so you can kind of make sure your child is absorbing the information. So we will just use those. And that is the only real formal curriculum piece that we are using. The only other thing that we plan to do for Christmas specifically is Waiting for Jesus, and this is an Advent by the Daily Grace Company. I will link it down below if it's still in stock. I'm not really sure if it is. I know they said that it sells out quickly, but we will be going through this pretty much every night. We're going to be starting on Thanksgiving night, and then we have a few days in December that we had to take off because we won't be home. So I am really excited for this. I have flipped through it, and there's a lot of coloring, which I know my daughter's old enough to do. A lot of it's like color what she learned this week. You know, blank page, totally helpful to you. But it basically says, draw a picture about what you learned today. And there's candle lighting and all kinds of different just passages to read. Yeah, there's passages to read. There are songs to learn, that kind of stuff. So it's a really gentle Advent. I think it'll be, you know, maybe half an hour each night. And since we don't have school, I think doing a half an hour of doing this is perfectly fine. So this is all about the family tree of Jesus and the hope of Christmas. So we'll be doing this with our daughter nightly, probably during dinner / after dinner, and doing that as a family together. And lastly, to go along with that, I did also get their adult version. So this is for me. My husband has the exact same thing, except it has more masculine pictures. Literally, we went through it. We flipped through this whole thing, and that was the only difference, was mine has girly pictures and his has manly pictures. So if you didn't want to buy 2, honestly, you could just work with 1 and write your answers on a piece of paper. Yeah. I bought 2 because I didn't realize they were going to be literally exactly the same. But I did get this. This is also called Waiting for the Savior, and it is the genealogy of Jesus and the hope of Christmas. So we've already flipped through this, like I said, and I hope to learn a lot from it. It's really gorgeous inside. Like, just look at these pictures. We did also buy Advent candles and a candle holder to go through this with. I'm really excited. I mean, look at this, the entire genealogy of Jesus. Okay, I'll insert a screenshot of that because you can't see it with me holding it. But it has the entire genealogy of Jesus, and that's something that I don't know, and I'm really excited to learn. So I think this will be a ton of fun. So my husband and I will be going through this alone for Thanksgiving until Christmas. My daughter will be doing the correlating children's version, which they do have a whole bundle pack of these as well that I will also link down below. But other than normal Christmas traditions, that is pretty much the bulk of our Christmas plans for homeschool. It's not really homeschooling, it's kind of stuff we'd do anyway, but it is what we are doing this year. Just keeping it simple, and you know that's the best way to go. We will also, for kind of field trippy things, be going to a live Advent in St. Mary's, Georgia. They're doing a live Advent. I think it's at a church there. I'm not really sure. Our church has a petting zoo, so it's like you're going to Bethlehem, I believe. They've just described it to me. I've never seen what our church does. It's our first year being there, so I'm excited. But they've told me there is like a petting zoo set up and that kind of stuff. We will be going to St. Augustine for the Night of Lights to see all of their Christmas lights down there and taking a trolley ride through town. We'll also be going to my parents for a weekend, so to see my entire family for Christmas. My brother and his husband will be there, myself and my husband and Madison, my grandmother, my parents. So our family will be there, at least a good portion of it will be there for the first time in a really long time. Like, I don't think I've seen my brother for Christmas in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, so it's gonna be really nice to do that, and that is why I said we're starting our Advents a little early so that we can take those days off when we're at my parents' house, instead of having to worry about like finding privacy or finding time to do it when, you know, there's hubbub and people and commotion going on all around us. But I would love to hear y'all's homeschool plans for Christmas. Comment down below and let me know what you plan on doing, what you are utilizing. Are you doing mini units? Are you just doing an Advent like us? Are you just taking a break? Comment down below and let me know what you are doing, because I would absolutely love to hear it. If you are new here, I hope you enjoyed this video. Introduce yourself, tell me about you, tell me about your kids, tell me who you're homeschooling. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will have new content every Tuesday and Thursday that is all about homeschool, motherhood, and just kind of real life. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next video on Tuesday. Bye guys.